Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Monday, October 31st, 2022. Today we're pulling from the Maccabee Tarot. So first off, happy Halloween. We have the Three of Daggers, and I definitely feel like this is eclipse energy. As we move into November 1st, it's a brand new month. So, definitely going back to the full moon forecast where they told us to do our ceremonies. Healing is taking place. Things that no longer serve us are moving out. And the universe is like, think about how much we value our peace. Terror of Cups. I actually thought this was the Three of Cups. Funny enough, they have three sets of eyes here. So it's just like, definitely a lot with the eyes. Third eyes. So our inner vision, our higher levels of thinking. They're, again, talking about peace. What it cost us to get to this point. When you've gone through a significant loss, or the past almost 3 years of cough, it's like the world went through this mass mourning, and it's just like, we're coming to a place where we can not even relax. I feel like, I'm definitely still, I don't care, 10 years from now, I'm still gonna be wearing my mask in the cold season. I don't want to. It's not for me. I don't like being under the weather and feeling gross. I really don't. It's not for me. I am not a fan of medications or anything. I'd rather wear a mask, and I feel like, it's just like we're able to celebrate. I feel like it's that kind of guilt that we feel, especially when there's a significant loss. Like, we're living our life and celebrating and finding that peace and joy in life. And it's just like, it's finding peace with that. It's okay to keep living and celebrating in our life. We don't have to sit there and put ourselves in this, bubble that, how dare we celebrate and move on when, this life has thrown us a curveball, So it's just like learning to be like, it's okay to sit there and celebrate and enjoy life. The devil, what's the devil in reverse? We're removing person, place, or thing that no longer serves us. Sitting there and realizing that, what? I don't need this in my life. I did this. It was 2018 Christmas. We came into 2019 and I sat there and I was like, I never want to live in that despair ever again. It was the most gut wrenching freaking 5 days of my life. It was 5 days, Christmas to New Year's, and it felt like it was 10 years. It was horrible. I didn't decorate the tree. I just couldn't bring myself to do it, And it's just like, making the most of every holiday season, bringing that joy, bringing that wonder. There's one movie that me and the kids always watch. We watch A Christmas Story. That's one of our favorites, but I think it's called Guardians. I think it's called The Guardians. It's Alec Baldwin is Santa Claus. Hugh Jackman is Bunny. They have Sandy, and they were showing like, his glitter magic where they're showing the kids' dreams and their wonder. And it's like, that's what the holidays is about. I feel like that's what life is about. Everyday wonder. What, that gives you that happiness, that sparks that excitement in you. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's just like, if anything is taking that away out of your life, they need to be removed, or you need to compartmentalize that and don't let it disturb your peace. Nine of Cups, again, they're talking about peace. A lot of peace in this. Like, honestly, when I get into the definitions, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But even temperance, it's not trying to sit there and force. When we try to sit there and take things into our own hands and force things to happen, that's when it blows up in our face. When we let things naturally happen, it just happens. Everything just falls into place. The pieces just go together. It's like a puzzle. You get one piece comes in, and then just everything just all click, 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 click comes together. They're showing Big Hero 6 when all those little, I can't remember what he called, Megabots? What were they called? I can't remember. But the way that they all just click together, that's what the sound they're making. So we have the Three of Daggers. So reverse, recovery. These swords are now falling out. We see again, we when you go through that, it's like you're enclosed. I remember going to Walmart and I would just like fall into myself. I didn't want to look at anybody. I just went in there with a purpose and wanted to leave. I didn't look at the cashiers. I didn't make eye contact with anybody. I was so flippin' broken. I did that for years. I didn't make eye contact with anybody. I was just there. I was just basically doing. I was a robot. It's just like, you just can't function at your normal thing. So the fact that you're here, and I feel like that's what the universe is saying. You're here, you recovered. Everything hurts. Everything used to hurt, and now it don't hurt no more anymore. Now everything sings. Your heart has been completely shattered, and you feel devastated and empty. You're now full. I honestly thought that Tarot of Cups was the Three of Cups celebration. So I'm going to go by my instincts, and I feel like celebration. Life is worth celebrating again. We never thought we would get to this moment where we could celebrate life again. Because when you go in that pattern of loss, especially when it's someone significant, like us, this was a major pillar in our family. This wasn't just anybody. This wasn't just like some, distant, someone we didn't know, and a lot of us went through that significant loss. You're not sure if you'll survive this. You survived. I was doing a reading earlier for someone, and they were showing the magician, whatever she's gone through, whatever she's going through, she will survive. We all possess the elements: water, earth, air, fire. We all possess the elements to sit there and survive. We're made of the right stuff. It's okay to feel this pain, to dwell in it, acknowledge it. What did Joan Rivers say? Have your pity party, but dust yourself off. Do not make a home there. And that's what the Three of Daggers is saying. Give yourself permission to feel every single stage, every feeling, every emotion, every little crook and corner. When you feel, express it. Maybe no one wants to hear you. They were showing a TikTok, me before work, and they had this guy screaming into a pillow. He went to his job. And it's like, do that. Scream into a pillow. And it's just like you're acknowledging it. That's why you're able to enjoy life now, because you acknowledged it. I kid you not, they wanted to put me on 6 flippin' prescriptions after Shane passed away. And I'm like, are you crazy? Like, no. I'm going to be a zombie, and my children need me. My children didn't need me. My children they were so young. They just, they were allowing me to enjoy. Even though I was a robot, they allowed me to enjoy. Like, they would sit there and build things, and I was just in awe of my children. They're sitting there doing their school. They're learning. They're thriving. They're creating. They're doing so many wonderful things, This is true heartbreak, and everything will hurt for a while. You hurt for a long time. Now this eclipse energy is here to remove all that hurt and be like, this no longer serves you. For us, he will always be that pillar. No one will be able to replace that pillar. It is still there. They're showing the four pillars, but that pillar is transparent now. But we're very lucky. We have 5, My Father is the center that won't let any of it fall. God is the hand that holds the foundation in our house, whatever resonates with yourself. You know what I mean? But it's just like what you do with it. You either let it take over and consume your life. That's why I sit there and I really look after those ones that have gone through things, because I know how easy it is to slip into that shadow side. And I encourage them, and I implore them, and I do everything I can to be that, force. Even when sometimes I want to give up, and I'm like, it's like beating a dead horse, but it's like, if I don't sit there and push them, who will? Because a lot of people don't understand that, and it's okay not to understand it, but always you have to show up for them, because if you don't, who will? Go to the Tarot of Cups, daydreaming, and definitely showing Sandy with that glittery, his glittery magic, where it's just like, they were showing this beautiful right whale, just swimming in the sky. They were showing unicorns, dinosaurs, stingrays, It was just so many beautiful wonderment, that you're just in awe of, Like kids, we always say like kids, that wonder. And it's like, it's just not in kids. And ignite that wonder back in yourself. The Tarot of Cups is a burst of energy and new ideas. So they were saying this burst is coming in. They were talking about birth. My friend, acquaintance now, we don't talk, but, someone I was close to back in the days was, it just gave birth. And it's just like, what a beautiful gift at this time of year, baby's first birthday. Like, even though she has another child, but it's just like, now they're a family of 4. And they get to re-experience all that. But now she has the experience because she went through that with her first child, and now she has that knowledge for the first go around, where she will be that much better this time around, because she knows that, how to feed baby, how to burp baby, how to change baby, how to X, Y, 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 Z, 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 it's just like, but she gets to experience it in a whole new way, where she has her younger one, or her first, excuse me, sitting there and experiencing that alongside with her. It's beautiful. It's tiring, but it's beautiful. It calls for you to indulge your curiosity, explore your options. Nothing is too scary when it comes to your imagination. So I feel like if you're being kind of, drawn to something, to do something, you know what I mean? I feel like do it and see what happens. You know what I mean? Will something come of it? Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe not now, maybe later. Who knows? So we have the devil, release and recovery. And that's what I feel like this forecast, this time of this eclipse energy is all about, is this recovery. Like you've come through it. The world has come through it. We sat there, we were in prison for the past 2 years. That's why we fought tooth and nail. It wasn't even just about the truckers at that point. It was about all of us as Canadians. It was all about us as a country. It was all about us as a world, that we're standing up and saying, we're not allowing you to take our freedom. You take so much from us. That's why we're paying for it now. Double tax on this. Wait till February. Tax upon tax. So the devil represents the chains that wrap around your neck and throat, dragging you down into the darkness. What was I just talking about? They tried to drag you down into the darkness. Yeah, I understand there comes to a point where medical intervention is needed, but I know myself and who I am and what I'm made of. It's like, if I would have taken that path, I don't even want to know where I'd be right now. It's like I needed to feel every single feel so I could sit there and speak from a place of experience now. They're showing me this TikTok. I love snakes, but I don't want to touch them. I'm intrigued by them, but nope. You stay over there, and I'll be over here. This guy had a python, and she was peeling. So he sat there, and he's like, she can't breathe. Like, he sat there, and he gently peeled back the skin, and it was like these plugs were in her nose. And he's like, oh, she must feel so much better now that she can breathe properly. Then he was like peeling back, the skin over her head, and it was like these caps over her eyes. And as soon as he did that, she calmed right down. It's like she could breathe again. She can see again. When you go through grief, that's how it is. You feel like you're suffocating. When they're talking about this chain around your neck, that's what the grief and what the anxiety, your body is vibrating because you're in such shock of what's going on, and then they pulled it off of her eyes. It's like you can see again, but now you see in this new light, they're showing all these eyes. When you learn these lessons, you see life in a whole different perspective. The things that used to capture your energy, and it would be such waste of energy, it's like it doesn't capture you anymore. People are like, oh, you changed. Yeah, of course I changed. I'm not wasting my energy on stupidness no more. What's the point? I got bigger and better things to worry about. I just went through hell and back. Do you think I'm giving my energy freely away? Hell no. The devil is truly evil that lives inside. It's time to break the chains and that aim to destroy you. Our shadow side. They're showing, like, what things that give you anxiety. One of the things is freaking the news. What does the news do? It shows the worst of the worst. It's like we want to be well educated around people, what's going on in the world. Maybe they have an election. Now it's just devastation after devastation after devastation. I remember it was Black Lives Matter. It was the residential schools, and there was something else. Oh, COVID. And it was just like, ugh, I couldn't take anymore. I'm like, I'm done. I just stopped. I'm just like, you know what? I'll watch it I fast forward to the weather, and I'm done. I don't want to hear no more. I cannot watch another baby's name being added. Hundreds of babies being added. I can't watch another poor person having 20 police officers stand on top of you and kill you, and they don't even bat an eye. It's just, it's too much. You know what I mean? It's just like, you gotta sit there and protect your peace. It's not being naive or pretending like it don't exist. We know it exists. But we don't need to have it forced down our throat every single day of every minute, of every hour, and every day. I was talking to a gentleman and he was getting to the point that I was. And I said, do yourself a favor, turn off the notifications on your phone to that. And he goes, you're right. I said, give yourself a break. I said, I would got the same way. And I said, the only way, and I said, I'm like you. I want to know what's going on in the world. I would like to know, be well versed. I said, but there comes a point where it's oversensitized. It takes over your life. It oversensitizes you. It's too much. So luxury, earthly joy. Earthly joy. This is what I get with Pentacles. Don't always look to the financial things in life. Earthly joys. We went to the beach. The waves were extra loud today. Not in an annoying way, but just to hear the roar and the raw force of those waves. When you add water and air together, what does that element do? It's moving. It's a force of energy moving. A mass. You know? We hold water and it doesn't feel like anything, but an ocean of water. That air is moving it like it's nothing, you know? It wasn't crashing in or anything. It was just that, it was just beautiful to hear. You worked hard. You loved hard. Oh, this is like my story in my life. You've labored mightily to create a good life for yourself and those around you. You know, that's what they say in every spiritual book. Good people that sit there and live for their family and are devoted to doing the right thing and praying for everybody, and you know, just that devotion, that dedication, devotion, chariot energy with determination and dedication, they will build up their household. You know, I did it once before and I'm doing it again. You know, sometimes I get deterred. I don't feel like I'm doing enough, you know, but I did it before. I will do it again. You know, the good Lord single-handedly did it for us. I don't give myself credit for anything because I know what the force is behind me. You know what I mean? Even when I do readings, when they're like, thank you, did it, it's not me. I'm just a vessel. You know? But it's just like, you know, any good person can build up a home. Any good person that gets, you know, blinded by the devil. You know, this devil card. You know, when that shadow consumes you, it could tear down your household. You know? And I feel like that's what they're saying to you. You know, if something is causing your peace, person, place, or thing, sometimes we can't remove it out of our life. You got to sit there and be like, you know what? It ain't worth my time and energy. And just push it aside. You know? Don't give it another thought. Don't say a word. Some things, you know, I know Kate Gosselin is a lot, but she even said that. I cannot give my energy to every single situation because the kids were always fighting. Lotion, this, that, and there were so many of them. She's just like, you know what? You know, she just had to make peace with it. You're either A, someone's going to cry, B, it's going to stop, or 3, someone's going to get hurt. And then everyone's going to get quiet, you know? I don't like living in that energy. I can't help who I am. But, you know, sometimes you got to make peace with some things. Take a moment to indulge yourself or pursue something you believe will truly make you happy. You deserve it. You know? And sometimes it's, you know, especially when you're, you know, you live a life for your family, it's, you know, you indulge in things and you feel guilty. Oh, I should, you know, I could have done this X, Y, and Z. You know? You got to remember to love yourself too. You got to remember to sit there and fill your cup. I know God fills my cup. You know what I mean? But it's just like at the same time, it's just like, you know, little things. Like, you know, like I say, like Bath and Body candles. And I'm not sponsored or anything like that. But it's just like that. We overlook the blessing of smell. You know, it's just something I want to meditate with a nice candle on. It's just, it's so beautiful. I've got allergies. So I had a gardenia candle on. And it's like, ooh, that was a little too potent for me. Maybe I'll move it away from me so I'm not breathing in it so heavily. But that was a little too potent for me. But it's a beautiful candle. The smell is beautiful. But for me with allergies, a little too much. So temperance. Again with, you know, they're showing Sandy's beautiful glittery energy there in that from that movie. And it's just like, instead of trying to force things happen, it's like, just let it happen. They were showing, and I'm not trying to insult anyone. I'm sorry if it did. But it's like you watch some of these TikToks and she's talking in a mother tongue, or I don't know what language it is. Maybe it's Viking. I don't know. It's pagan. I don't know. I don't know what language that is. But she's sitting there and she's like, I've only seen girls do it, so that's why I say she. But I'm thinking of the video I saw where she's I'm not pretending. She's visualizing removing things that she sees that's bad in your life and removing it out of your life. I don't want to insult anyone. I don't. She's sitting there and moving things out of you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what they're saying here. It's like, let it just move through your fingers. You know what I mean? Like, how you see people play with the coins and they runs through their fingers? It's like that. Let it move through you. Don't try to force it. When you hear the beautiful definition of this card, you're just like, yeah, exactly. When I tried to force something to happen, it blew up in my face and I was like, what the hell did I just do to my family? You know what I mean? So I'm just like, you know what? Instead of making decisions out of desperation, let's just be calm and let whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Yes, we make moves, and it's just like, if that doesn't work out, that's fine. What is the next thing we can do? Things will move in our life the way they're supposed to. Balance and harmony. Temperance is one cup perfectly balancing out the next, filling you exactly the level you need. So sometimes we have a partner that perfectly balances out ourselves. I feel like my faith balances me out. I feel like Shabbat balances me out. I feel like when I think about Hanukkah, when we start with one candle, and then we work when you're at the 8th, you're just like, the room is so lit. You're just like, damn, it's so bright. And you're just like, wow, And it's just like, it just starts with one little spark. It starts with one little speck. And look how much it can magnify. It's your inner calm feeling finally winning out over everything else. This level of peace takes a lot of work and constant evolution of your circumstances. It truly does. It really does take a lot of hard work, especially to tame that shadow side. I have a real bad, dark shadow side. I can't even bring myself to listen to Silverchair's old music anymore, especially Neon Ballroom. I was listening to some of it, and I was just like, I can't listen to it anymore. It's just like, I didn't realize what a dark hole I put myself in when I was listening to that. You know what I mean? And that's a dangerous album to listen to when you were in that headspace. It's just, you know what I mean? I love the piano play of it. I love, like, it's the genius of all of it, but it's just, some of them, it's just, when you're in that mind space, it's dark. Even Daniel Jones has said recently that he cannot listen to it anymore because it takes him into that headspace. If something or someone is causing you to lose your peace, it's time to evaluate the space it takes up in your life. So with myself, I can either let this consume me, or I can just be like, you know what? Just move forward. I cannot let this take my peace anymore. I can't. It's too much. It's not even worth it anymore. It's just move on, So it's just finding how to do that. I'm going to figure that out. If you found your peace, enjoy the sweet solitude because it may be fleeting. It could be fleeting. I feel like it's like you make your own sanctuary, I sit there and it's just like, Friday, I know certain things, like this Friday was so productive. I cannot believe that. I did thank God for that. I was like, my priority is to get that hose inside because it was 0, and it's like, I got to get that hose in because it's just like it's gonna burst or it's gonna break or something. I don't like buying things over again. I got it done, And then it was just like everything else was like a cherry on top. The things I got done, I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I probably could have done more, but I'm just like, okay, I don't want to overdo it. Where I felt it afterwards. But it was just like, one thing after another and after another. And I was just like, thank God it got done. But it's just like, I understand like the high holidays and stuff like that. But it's just like maybe coming up with a plan. It's just for myself. It was just like, I thought it would last a little bit longer. But just life being the way it is, I'm so busy. It's just like, you know what I mean? When it's like that, it's just like, get it done. When I have the time to, when it, harvest season is here, just do it. It's just like, get it done. Like, my mom's lasted a long time. So it's just, I was taking them in and out, but it's just like, now is the time to sit there and take them out of their potters and, put the beautiful rich soil back into the garden and everything like that, and just say goodbye to them, make mulch out of it or something. But I feel like when you find, and that's how I feel about my faith, with Shabbat. I feel like, that's my sanctuary, like that's my peace, that's my grounding force at the end of the week, my work week. It's just like, that is my salvation. That is my, just bringing it home. I don't feel so guilty on Saturday when, it's not even so much feeling guilty, it's just I'm someone that likes to be in constant motion. And it's just like, for me, it's just like you could be doing X, Y, and Z, and you have so many things to do. But it's just like, making the most of the days where I can. Where so when that day comes and we go for a beautiful walk at the beach and stuff like that, it's just like, I don't feel like, oh, that you could have done so much in the day, So I feel like it's hard to give yourself permission to relax when you've got things to get done, But it's just like, just like it says, you got 6 days in the week to sit there and do whatever you want. So it's just making better game plans, I guess, So, I feel like it's just like if something is taking your peace, I feel like it's just trying to figure out how to, make peace with it and just be like, it is what it is sometimes, Sometimes we try to, change things or change people, and it's just like, they are who they are, Sometimes it's not even so much giving up, it's just like it ain't worth the energy, So you just move forward. That's all you can do sometimes. But I definitely feel like, there's something sweet coming here. I feel like especially if unfortunately the whole world went through this mass mourning, but it's just like if we're able to move forward and still find peace and joy and that wonderment in life, definitely enjoy it, Whatever it is, find that peace. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, October 31st, 2022. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.